Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 1. I am Abosidi Adeniwadremi. It's the second anniversary of President Bola Tinubu's administration, and he has continued to emphasize the government's resolve to make Nigeria a better place for all citizens. President Tinubu sent a message to Nigerians this morning, assuring that government reforms are working and will continue to yield positive results. He says the country is on course to building a greater, more economically stable nation. On the economy, President Tinubu emphasized that Nigeria is better positioned for growth and prepared to withstand global shocks. The president mentioned that state revenues have increased by over 6 trillion naira in 2024, and subnational governments can now reduce debt burden and meet salaries and pension obligations. He also spoke on his administration's intervention in health. The president said more than 1,000 primary health centers are being revitalized nationwide, and an additional 5,500 PHCs are being upgraded. He acknowledged the improved collaboration among security agencies and increased intelligence-driven operations. Mr. President concluded his message with this quote, "The future is bright, and together we will build a stronger, more inclusive Nigeria that we can all be proud of," end quote. Well, State House correspondent Femi Akande joins me here in the studio for more on this. Femi, good to see you in Lagos.
Good to see you.
So it's been 2 years since this, administration began, and you've been there from the beginning,
yeah, sure.
reporting government policies, successes, and all those. Talk to us about that experience first off.
Well, it's quite interesting reporting the president, especially President Bola Tinubu, who has, so much up his sleeves every day, every new thing, every day comes with his challenge, new policies, new directives given by the president, new things happen every day in the presidential villa. You see people come in and go out. Beyond the politicking, there's so much happening around governance, and he comes across as that man who, has his hands deep in the whole activity of governance, fully aware of what is going on, and also in charge of the affairs of the country.
All right, so talk to us about his message, today, celebrating the second anniversary. He's assured that, a lot is happening. He's spoken about successes in health and education and all of those.
Well, it's quite important. President Bola Tinubu also acknowledged that the country has gone through a lot. At the beginning, it was really rough for his administration with the removal of petrol subsidy, with the struggle to stabilize the foreign exchange. It wasn't really easy. And also the critics didn't even give him a break, Everyone thought that all of these decisions were not well thought out, but along the line, things started to stabilize. We're seeing inflation also, stabilizing. The FX rate has been able to stabilize, and that has also given, stability to prices of goods, especially imported goods. He's also been able to do a lot in the agricultural sector. We've seen improvement in all-season farming, both the rainy season and dry season, through irrigation. The GDP to revenue ratio has also been able to, stabilize. The tax to revenue ratio has been brought down to about 58% right now. And, inflation is also dropping, especially food inflation. That was very high and was leading to threatened food security, but that has been able to, that has come under control, and it's coming down steadily, though a bit slow, but steadily. It's also quite important to note the reforms in the health sector. This sector has also, especially from the primary healthcare sector to the secondary, we're also seeing something going on in the tertiary with the provision of more equipment and infrastructure for the tertiary health sector, to ensure that people with some kind of special ailments get attended to. They will no longer have to travel out of the country, some of them, or to some special private hospitals that have this equipment. Government hospitals are now being equipped to be able to meet the healthcare and medical needs of Nigerians. I know that is quite important. He also understands that, yes, the country is not where it should be yet. It's still work in progress. Well, it's the midterm scorecard, and it's good to see that there's a lot to also count as achievement and successes of this administration. And also don't forget the infrastructure development. There's a lot going on in the Ministry of Works, with the legacy projects like the Lagos to Calabar Coastal Rail, the Lagos to Calabar Coastal Road, the Badagry to Sokoto, and there are a lot of work. There's a lot of work going on in that sector. Not everyone believe that this could even be conceived. They are quite ambitious projects, and it's good to know that he'll be commissioning, inaugurating the first phase of this project in the coming days. So it's still work in progress, and President Tinubu understands that, and Nigerians also are hopeful because they have also worked through this difficulty with President Bola Tinubu, and they have also kept faith in him. So it's going to also be good to see these reforms begin to yield results, not just results on papers now, results that Nigerians can really touch and feel.
All right, Femi, we'll be back with you. Let's quickly bring in the Executive Director, Not Too Young to Lead Initiative, Elvis Akpobi, for more on this assessment. Good to have you join us, Mr. Akpobi. The President has been very vocal about fostering youth inclusion in governance. And 2 years down the line, what is your assessment of his administration's performance in that regard?
Yeah, firstly, I want to thank you for this privilege to be able to share my thoughts on this. But the thing is, on inception, the backdrop of the last election, 2023 election, saw young persons who clamoring for change, young persons who were tired, they needed in Nigeria, they desire. And I think the president felt that for start. While on inception, he appointed young people, because the thing is, when you continue recycling people to make policies, things don't change. And we now have young people who are ministers and all that. But I want to come from the leadership angle. Let's assess these young persons that have been given this privilege by the president. We have the likes of the Minister for Youth. We have the likes of the Minister for Interior and all that. Too, for me, I think they are doing very well. But another thing that is key again is the pause from the masses, the common citizen on the street of Nigeria today. How are they faring? The aid to the president talked about was still under construction, which I agree. But like Oliver Twist will ask for more policies that push the effect of poverty and hardship. Because today you agree with me that the curve of crime rate is very, very high. Not because young Nigerians just want to subscribe to crime, but when you don't give people access to the tools they need to live their dreams, they channel their energy into negativity and all that. And I want to see more policies that will include more young people getting, there was a particular administration that brought a program like You Win, where we had entrepreneurs going home with a particular amount of money to set up their programs and all that. I'm looking forward to seeing Mr. President do such initiative where entrepreneurs can, have 1 or 2 grants to make their dreams a reality.
I hear you. Yes, Mr. Akpobi. Mr. Akpobi, I hear you, but yes, government is a continuum, but every administration comes with its own strategy towards achieving the common goal. Would you say that young people are actually taking full advantage of the opportunities that this administration is presenting?
Yes, I believe young people have been, the young persons that are privileged to be on the table of policy making today, they are taking full advantage of it, from the minister to other appointees and all that. But another thing I think that is key again is this government should be deliberate about setting policies that will affect not just those on the table where policies are being made, but young citizens. Programs that will help SMEs, entrepreneurs to live their dreams. So I'm looking forward to the next few years, because I know in the next year, 1 or 2, 1 year to be looking at more of politics. So I want to appeal that the president sees the remaining years to be very, very deliberate about creating a ladder of social mobility, creating opportunities for more young persons, in as much as we commend him for what he's doing with most of the young appointees, but there's need to make policies that will affect not only those in the policy making, in the decision making table, but also young citizens, where they can live their dreams and not escape Nigeria.
All right, Elvis Akpobi is Executive Director, Not Too Young to Lead Initiative. Thank you very much for your contribution on TVC News at 1. Also, many thanks to you, Femi Akonde, for being here in the studio.
Cheers.